Hey, how does Agent 619's 4 rules of going on a home tour get you the perfect house? Stay tuned. Hey Agent619.com fans, it's Jeff Luzadas here again. If you ever wondered what it's like to work with me when we're looking at houses on a buyer tour, I only have 4 simple rules that we need to go over before we start looking at houses. Rule number 1 is called the 10-second rule, okay? And the 10-second rule is if there's something really weird about the house, like you don't like it, it smells weird, it's got a funky layout, or it's in a bad neighborhood, or you're even scared to come out of the car, and you're just not feeling it, I'm not feeling it either, let's not waste any time, let's get the heck out of there. That's called the 10-second rule. Rule number 2 is what we call the teacher rule. And that's where you get to grade the house that we're at. It goes from a scale from 1 to 10. 1 is it's horrible. You absolutely do not like the house, okay? That's a 1. And then on the other side is a 10. This is perfect, okay? You like where it's at, you like the layout, everything works for you, that's a 10. You tell me if is it 1 through 10. And if it's not a 1 or a 10, let's say it's like a 6 or 7, I'm gonna ask you, why is it a 6? Okay? And you'll tell me what you like about it that made it a 6. And then I'll ask you on the flip side of that is, okay, so what would make it from a 6 to a 10? And from there, you would tell me like, okay, well, if it had new carpets, or if it was in a different part of the complex, something like that, that's what would make it a 10. So that way you know that I'm listening and trying to find you the right house as we're going along through all these houses. That's a teacher rule. Okay, rule number 3 is what we call the nickname rule. And as a San Diego real estate agent here, I see a lot of houses and I don't remember all the street names. So please forgive me. But what I do is what we call the nickname rule. And when we go to the properties and it rates like an 8, 9, or 10, oh, we're gonna give it a nickname so we all remember what that house is all about. And some examples of what we used to do in the past is we had one called the dog house. They had like 20, 30 dogs all over the place. So instead of calling it Main Street, we just called it the dog house, and we all knew, oh yeah, that was the one with a whole bunch of dogs but had a good flow. That's called the dog house. And another example was we called it the Laker house, like the Los Angeles Lakers, because you had one wall right here that was purple, you had another one over here that was yellow, and they had that theme going through the whole house. I guess they were Laker fans, so that was the Laker house. So if you see a house that we kind of like an 8, 9, or 10 on the teacher grading scale, then we'll give it a nickname. Oh, sorry, yeah. Rule number 4 is called the poker face rule. And just like in poker, you don't want to ever show expression or tell the other side what you're thinking. So we just kind of have this poker face when we walk into properties, because sometimes the owners and occupants are there and this is their house and you don't want to say anything about their house to disrespect them at all. So that's why we have the poker face rule. So if you find something interesting in the house and you use our super secret code word like Lebanon or oranges or something, and you see something in the house that you like or don't like, you want to point it out to me, just say, hey Jeff, oranges. And they'll be like, yeah, that is oranges. And that way we know we'll have a discussion in the car after we walk out of the house, and the sellers have no idea what we're talking about. And this technique of the poker face, it actually helped out one of my clients before. And we nicknamed it the dog house because there was a whole bunch of dogs in the house and there was a lot of dog smell there, right? So my clients and other clients from another agent walk in, same time. That other agent's clients, they walk in, the smell of dogs hits them in the face and they go, oh, what is that? And then they immediately walk out. My clients are well versed in the poker face rule. So they walk in, they kind of cover up their nose and go, Jeff, oranges. And then I'm like, that's right, oranges. So we knew we were gonna talk about something with the scent of the house. And because we did that, the sellers had no idea what we were talking about. And when we both wrote offers, myself and the other agent, whose offer do you think got picked up? Ours. Because we didn't disrespect the owners and we kind of communicated to each other what we were thinking, and that's called the poker face rule. So the 4 rules of buying a house with Agent 619 is 1, it's called the 10-second rule. So if you don't like it, we're out of there within 10 seconds, okay? Rule number 2 is called the teacher rule. That's where you get to grade the properties 1 through 10 and you tell me all about it. Rule number 3 is what we call the nickname rule. So if it grades high on the teacher scale, oh, it's going to get a name, all right? And rule number 4 is called the poker face rule, and that's where you just kind of have no reaction to what you see in the property if the owners are there, okay? My name is Jeff Luzadas with Big Block Realty. You can reach us at Agent619.com or on Facebook. My phone number is 619-800-2619. Thanks. Second rule, okay? That's weird. That second rule is, okay, hold on.